Well, it's that time of the week once again. Hello and welcome to Trendz Live here on the SABC News channel, independent and impartial. I'm Olisi Masango. Poet, copywriter and author. Indeed, she's a woman of many talents and she's blessing us with her presence here on the Trendz Live stage. Great to have you on the program. Welcome to it, Belita.
Thank you very much.
Well, talk to us about your work.
I write and perform poetry. I also offer writing and performance workshops in and around Johannesburg to high schools, yes.
Where do you draw your inspiration from? I know some people normally say, I need to go on a writing sabbatical. Some even, decide to go find some inspiration from nature. Where do you draw yours from?
Everyday life, yeah. So I just make sure I have a notebook and a pen with me at all times because that's when inspiration hits, whenever you're not expecting it.
So let's talk about, we're in Africa Month now, right?
Yeah.
And some writers have penned some stuff around Africa Month. Is there some works that you've penned around Africa Month? Because, I mean, we're wrapping it up soon. Is there any work that you've penned down for Africa Month?
Not for Africa Month specifically, but a lot of my work is based on being an African female, and once the month is over, it's still going to be based on being an African female. So that is the content that I am bringing. Yeah.
Now, you spoke to me about where you draw your inspiration from, but what are some of the societal, draw points for you when you start writing fresh work?
For myself, a lot of my content is based on my personal experience. When bringing society into the picture, it does bring in mind that my experience as a human being is common. I'm not the only person that goes through what I go through. Okay. So a lot of the stereotypes, putting us in boxes, that is a general societal problem that I face myself.
Okay. Where do we catch you tonight? Where do people catch you?
Tonight, I will be doing an Idaho event with Hear My Voice in Pretoria. All the details are on my social media pages.
All right. So then take it away. You're about to give us a little performance.
Yes.
So the stage is all yours. Here's Belita, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy.
You tell the tiger to wipe the blood from its mouth, lest the people teach it shame. But the wetness of our insides warm our backs all the same. Is it warm in the belly of the prey? You hide in it all your life. Nothing that walks shall lower the mountain's head, but even she must bow at the feet of time. The night weeps dry to an absent moon. Where are you tossed, my delicate monsoon? Won't you scrape the char from my skin into day? Does the sadness not sink heavy, heavier still in the black of my weight? I, whose symbols are carved into an arrow's tip, who drops from the trees to land in my skin, each rebirth carrying an enemy within. It is the I within that sees. I, the child that could be mine, ancient seamstress of the great divine. And if I were to die, rolling rage across my shoulder through the tunnel of my name, it would be to push blade through the tongue that enslaves me with game. Thank you.
Well, on that inspiring note, we wrap up Africa Month with a sit-down with one of Africa's fashion trendsetters, Fabrice Moyo of Fran Alice. Take a look.
It's the effortless combination of colors and meticulously tailored menswear that has earned Cameroon-born fashion mogul Fabrice Moyo a top spot in the fashion fraternity.
One thing I've picked up since I've been here is that there seems to be some kind of a lot of blue, shades of blue. Are those the colors that symbolize your brand?
Just to give you a bit of background, I come from Western Cameroon. I'm a Bamileke, part of the Bamileke nation. and we have a very strong fabrication called the Zedo. It's actually an organic fabric that has a base of a blue. It's a tie-dye technique that my ancestors used for centuries, and the base is normally white, and the borders are red. If you Google it, you're gonna see. So this is why we have I've got a lot of blue into my work, because it's part of that culture. It's extension of my culture. Obviously, if you look at this outfit, actually this outfit will be inspired by my culture, because the blue, as you can see, I've got other shades of blue there, and the border there also is always part of the Bamileke outfit. The Bamileke outfit always has a main color and the border color. So this outfit, and the blue is actually part of the inspiration of the Bamileke culture.
If we step aside on this side of the showroom, this is very corporate, I must say.
Yes. I'm also known as the South African Shirt Authority. So which means that we started by making shirt. As you know, you have to be known, like all the major fashion houses in the world. They apply the same principle. They started by being known for one single product, and they perfected that product, and then they went into other products. If you remember, one of the richest men in the world, Jeff Bezos, Amazon founder, he started by selling books. After perfecting the selling of the books, then he went into, now you can almost buy anything on Amazon, which is what we did with us. We started by making very nice corporate wear, which was based on shirt. We perfected the art of making shirt, and that's why we're also known as the South African Shirt Authority. Because I can tell you, Puleng, there's no one in this country, and probably in the Southern Hemisphere, who makes a better shirt than me. And in 2 years' time, I'm going to have the biggest shirt manufacturing in Africa.
Fabrice is building an empire that speaks to his childhood dream to take African designs to the world. Post-COVID, the dream has taken a different turn. Having shut down few of his stores, production has also required few seamstresses on site.
As much as I've been walking in these heels, walking the floors, I actually want to take them off now. So is that how you sit when you're wearing a Frank Ellis jacket?
Yes, you need to unbutton the jacket so that it doesn't get crisps. Yes.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about the work that you've done with SA Fashion Week. I mean, you just had a show just a few weeks ago at Mall of Africa. Let's talk about what inspired that particular line. What were the trending colors, and what type of exclusive Frank Ellis touch did you add there?
You know, most of my clothes are inspired by my culture, my past, my life, and what I observe around me. So the thought process is always the same, and we always try and keep the same aesthetic, so that you can identify with the brand. But this year, what could be noted from this year is that we focus on sustainability. We also pulled some of our idea from the as you can know, is an history that I'm not so proud of, but it's part of my history nonetheless. Cameroon was colonized by the French, brutally so, and then but one thing about the French army garment, they are very tailored and very structured, and so I draw some of the inspiration from that. They say you can always look at it, from both ways. Yes.
A Frank Ellis piece is an absolute must-have. What better way to show you how to rock it than with the man behind the brand?
Welcome back. Now, today is the last Saturday of Africa Month, and another way to put a beautiful finish to it is to entice our palates with tasty African cuisines and desserts just perfect for winter. Producer Kiadimile Mulausi put her culinary skills to the test with the SA Chefs Association just before the team jets off to the capital of United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi, for the African Culinary Cup competition. Tasty.
The South African Chefs Association is an organization that was founded in 1974. It was founded in 1974 for chefs and specifically for anything culinary. And it is a non-profit organization which is currently developed to an NGO. And what it does, it actually represents cooks and educate and professionalize cooks across the country in South Africa. And that is the purpose, the fundamental purpose of the organization.
We all love food, right? And I am a foodie myself. That is why I came to the South African Chefs Association to prepare an African-inspired dish. You do remember Still Africa Month, right? So come, join me. Let's cook together. What do we have here and how are we going to use this?
So we have our marinated chicken breast here. It's in a spicy little marinade which pairs well with the potato fondant that we have over here and the chakalaka. So today we're going to actually sear off the chicken and also make the chakalaka sauce. We're going to cook it down in some cream over here and then afterwards strain it and then emulsify it with some butter blocks. And then also, if you can look here, we have some celery ash, and we also have charred onion, and we have chakalaka, which we're even going to use in our plating besides for making the chakalaka sauce. There we go. And we're just going to slice our chicken at a nice little angle. Okay. So that we can plate with it. Nice.
And there you have it, our African-inspired dish. So we are about to taste. Whew. Where do I start?
So I'll grab some fondant with some sauce and
okay.
a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything in one bite. A little bit of everything in one bite. Ooh. Can I just have this for now?
It's good. Give her a moment.
The South African Chefs Association's junior national team will be competing in the African Culinary Cup competition to be held in Abu Dhabi on the 1st of June. Chef Sia gave us a sneak peek of what they'll be cooking in the competition.
In South Africa, there's a lot of things that brings us together than what divides us. So when I had to put the menu together, I did not look at that pedantic or straightforward South African meal. I looked at areas that ties us together. One of those that I find was like a corn, basically, whether it's dried, whether it's fresh, whether it's in a maize meal, whether it's in any form. So we are a sponge that we're making with a maize meal. We've got some apricots that we're using on our starter. We're smoking the rainbow trout. And we find it here in Mpumalanga. You know, there's nice trout that is there, as well as we smoke it with rooibos. We use apricots there as well. The main course, we've got morogo, we have pap there, and we're just taking all the flavors that are South African and we're just putting them together in a mild way. And we're going to go compete there and like make them taste who we are.
It is now time to entice our sweet tooth. So, what's for dessert, Dana?
So we have a spice cake with a honey anglaise and a caramel twirl. So
all right,
we're gonna start making the anglaise.
Okay.
So we've got cream and a little bit of milk that's gonna go into our double boiler.
Okay.
Which is just a little pot with some water in it and the bowl on top.
Great.
Okay, then we're gonna add our sugar.
All right.
And our honey.
After all that sweet preparation, it was now time to plate and taste.
And there we have it. Our spice cake with a honey anglaise and a caramel twirl.
It's also perfect for winter, and you will agree with me, it does look warm, hey? So, let's try it. Very palatable and mouth-watering. If you wanna perfect your cooking and baking skills, just try and make sure you find where the South African Chefs Association are at and do this thing. Let's eat.
Mouth-watering indeed. Now, it was an evening of bubbly tasting and lessons. Let's see what producer Asanda Zondi learned on International Sobraj Day.
Did you know that in this world we have a day where we celebrate Sabraj? So it's called the International Sabraj Day. Well, for those of you who don't know, let me teach you. Sabraj is that technique that people use when they're popping a bottle of champagne and they use like a sabi or a sword. Well, in light of that, we are somewhere in the north of Johannesburg to help you understand like one-on-ones on champagne. Why do we drink champagne? What do we pair it with? Why do we love it so much? Tonight it's all about bubbles. So next to me is Lynn, also known as the Champagne Chick, to teach us a thing or two about champagne. Lynn, welcome to Trendz Live.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure having you on the show. So Lynn, just tell us a bit. Today is the International Sabraj Day. Am I saying it right?
Sabraj Day, yes.
What is Sabraj? What is Sabraj?
Sabraj is the method of actually just popping the cork off the top of the bottle with a sword. Stems from Napoleon times when his light cavalry, their choice of weapon was a saber. It's a short-bladed sword, basically. And they drank a lot of champagne. They were gifted a lot of champagne. And the easiest way for them to open the bottle of champagne was to just swipe it off with the sword.
Lately, everyone, it's a trend. Drinking champagne now is a thing. I'm popping bottles, I'm doing this and that. What makes an essential part of champagne? What is champagne? Because sometimes we confuse it apparently with a sparkling wine. So just clarify on that part.
So champagne can only come from the Champagne region in France. Champagne essentially is a sparkling wine, but not all sparkling wine is champagne. So if it comes from the Champagne region in France, it's geographically protected. So if it comes from there, it can be called champagne.
Briefly, important terms, like for champagne lovers, what is it that they should know about champagne?
Firstly, what they should know is that it's made mainly from 3 grape varietals. And that is going to really tell you what type of champagne you like because of the grapes that is in that specific blend. Sometimes it's not even a blend, sometimes it is just pure Chardonnay, which would make it a Blanc de Blanc. Sometimes it's a blend of the 3 grape varietals. You've got Pinot Noir, you've got Chardonnay, you've got Pinot Meunier. And that is essentially what makes the champagne, and that will determine what you would like as a person, what your palate would prefer, knowing which grape varietals you prefer.
But when it comes to champagne, what's the best food to pair it with?
That is the beauty of champagne, because it's so versatile, because there are so many different blends, the grapes that go into it. Depending on what has been used to create that bottle of champagne, you can choose what to pair it with. So for every meal, for every occasion, there is a champagne. You are not necessarily going to have a demi-sec, which has got a quite high sugar content. First thing in the morning, you would probably want a brut champagne, but late in the evening or with a tart dessert, you will love a demi-sec.
Is it a celebratory drink, or can I just wake up on a Monday morning and feel like popping a glass of champagne, a bottle of champagne? Is it what is it?
It is an everyday drink. You can wake up on a Monday morning and pop a bottle, because nobody can be sad when they've got a glass of champagne in their hand.
I love champagne because champagne is French and some champagne is life, you know. And when I come here, because my boyfriend lives there, we always open a bottle of champagne to celebrate our reunion. So it's like love, really love of champagne.
Oh my word, love champagne. Who doesn't love champagne? It's the best drink ever, and I love it because it's just, it's bubbles, it just lifts up your mood. And then I love it when it's even like a celebration, or sometimes on a Sunday with my cousins when we're just happy that, the weekend has ended.
Yo, hey, it's Cleo Ice Queen. I represent Zambia. LSK is my city. This song right here is for anybody that has had cold days, that has overcome battles, that has overcome something that they thought would take them down. The world can be so cold, but you got the power to overcome. Always remember that. Hey. Hey, hey. Yo, listen, hey. I wanna take flight, reach for those great heights, where there's no pain, condemnation, and no strife. They wanna take my life, strip me of being a wife, wanna rip me to pieces, cause my success is imminent. I've been broken and tested, embarrassed and arrested, but the best of me is yet to come, more than expected. The mission I'm on is personal, I owe myself a lot. I put my armor on and own it all, cause this one's so cold. So cold. So cold. So cold.
It's great music, great music. How are you? How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm so happy to have you on the show. I'm so starstruck. It's great to have you.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, wow, great.
I still need this mic now, right?
No, you can keep it with you because we still want you to give us some more sounds.
Oh,
and
really?
Of course, yes.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's Zambian-based Clementina Mulenga, whose stage name is Cleo Ice Queen. She is currently visiting South Africa, and her visit coincides with Africa Month celebrations. While she has made a stop here at Trendz Live, and this is an exclusive, I can tell you that for sure. And she now joins us for a chat. And hello once again, and welcome.
Thank you so much.
So what brings you to the country? Talk to me about that.
Well, it's quite a lot, actually. First things first, I did get signed to Def Jam, one of the first, actually the first Zambian artist to be signed to such a huge deal, international deal, I know. So we were also invited for the Fenty Beauty launch, and so that all just fell in together when the team heard I was coming here. We just decided to do a media tour, so here I am, and so thank you for having me, SABC. It's always a pleasure to visit South Africa. I get to practice my Sizulu kancane, you know what I mean?
No, I see, and kancane, it's coming, eh?
Yes, it's coming, it's coming.
Indeed.
Hope to practice a little more. But yeah, we're out here to launch my EP, which actually dropped today, so please do check out all my Twitter, Facebook, Instagram handles, and you can just vibe to the EP. It's called Leaders of the New School.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So, we are still on Africa Month, and we've seen celebrations happening throughout the whole of May.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you as an artist celebrated Africa Month.
Well, I'm African every day I wake up. So 1 month is not going to change how I feel about how I'm African, but it's just a month that reminds us that we are one people. There's one song I actually did with Busi from here, with Coke Studios. I think it was called Simunye, which means we are one. And in my language, we say Ndise Bantu Bamozi, like Bamozi is one.
Bantu
Bamozi, yes, so one people. And that just reminds me of that. We shouldn't have boundaries in Africa. We shouldn't need visas to visit each other. We need to explore our continent. More eyes are on us right now. We are trending. Being African is trending. So I think it's a time to just celebrate ourselves, look back into our history, know where we're coming from, and realize that we've got so much more within us.
Okay, so you have been chosen, right, as the most influential figure and role model in Zambia, right? Well, talk to me about some of the things that you're involved in, because with influence comes a lot of projects, that speak to that.
Definitely a lot of projects. It gets very busy. Like, I work with an airline back home called Royal Zambian Airlines. So I'm always flying. They fly between Lusaka and Joburg, and I'm from Lusaka. And it's very fair rates. Almost like 5,000 Rand can get you to and back, And then I work with... I'm a mother, so I work with a brand that does baby diapers, baby wipes, sanitary pads for women. So I do my best to donate those things. Like, my face is branded on all of these things. So it's quite an amazing time for me, but it's also a huge responsibility to keep the brand, drama-free, to keep it controversy-free, and just to keep the brand clean, because a lot of corporates trust the brand.
All right, we about let's talk and more music, in this part of the show. And of course, that was Clementina Mulenga, who goes by the stage name Cleo Ice Queen in the music circles, talking to us about her music career, and she's currently in South Africa. On that note, it's time for us to say goodbye. But remember, before I leave, remember to watch Trendz